Hi, I'm Camilla and I'm a parenting coach and I'm here today to talk to you about mother's guilt. Okay, but before we begin, I'd just like to ask you to like and subscribe because that way you're ensured that you get my videos every week. And every week I'm releasing juicy new videos with practical tips that you can use with your families in your everyday lives. My mission is to empower parents and help them to live their best lives, so that's what I'm doing with these videos. So today we're focusing on mother's guilt. Now, I think we all have that negative self-talk. So I think it's really important to acknowledge that first of all, that that is completely normal and everyone has that little voice inside their head, that gets in the way and limits them by saying things like you're not good enough or you've done something wrong or you've screwed something up. And I think when you become a mother, it almost becomes a bit amplified. So it's not like the voice suddenly appears because you become a mother. I think it was already there, but it's almost like it turns up the volume. So I've designed a program where I work with women to overcome all their self-limiting beliefs. And there's more information about that below that you can have a little look about. But really today, I just want to help give you one of the tools that I teach women that can really help with that negative voice inside our heads, that mother's guilt, that whole I'm not a good enough parent, or I don't do this enough for my children, or oh, I screwed that up again, or whatever it might look like for you. It's unique to all of us, but it's definitely something we all have in common. So my favorite tool for working with this is, yes, we have that voice, but we also have the positive voice. So there's something about the scales. Now, if you think about it, almost like you want to tip the scales so that they're at least equal, but actually, we don't want to just be living an okay life. We want to be thriving. We want to be really thriving. So we want to be actually increasing, the weight of the good voice and decreasing the weight of the negative voice to kind of make it like so that it's out of balance, tipping in our favor, tipping towards the good side, and helping us feel positive and empowered and feel good about our lives. But also another way to look at it is if you think about it as a muscle. So if your negative voice inside your head is this negative voice, it's like a little muscle, but it's a muscle that we've allowed it, we listen to that voice and we've allowed it to be there and exist, and we listen to it. So it's almost like it's been working its muscles. So it's big and strong right now. Whereas that little voice, like, you can do it. You're a good mom. You're a good parent. All the positive thoughts, all the empowering thoughts, like no matter what happens, I can handle this. Those kind of thoughts, that is still an underworked muscle. So what we want to be doing is we want to be flexing that muscle more on an everyday basis. We want to be doing like tons of reps of that to build it up and make it really, really strong. And the more we make that strong, the more we weaken the other one, because there isn't space to have both. To start with, you'll have a little bit of both, but at some point we'll be tipping the scales, and then this side will overwin and overcome, and that's what we want to be aiming for. So this is a technique that you can use. It's super, super simple. I mean, all the techniques I teach are very, very simple, very easy to apply. The only thing is they take dedication, and I can't do the work for you. This is something you're going to have to do for yourself, and it takes time and commitment. So it's like you've got to be on top of it. How much do you want this? How much do you want to silence that inner critic who's ruining and sabotaging your life so that you can manifest the life that you actually want to be having and have the true connection with yourself and with your children that you've been dreaming for, So that's our end goal. Like, that is what we want to be aiming for. That's what we want to be achieving, but I can't do it for you. You're going to have to do the work, but I can teach you the tools. I'm here to help you. I'm here for you. Okay. So whenever that little voice comes in and starts saying something like, oh, you could have handled that better. And then you start spiraling, because the more, like, once that thought's there, misery likes company. It's going to invite all the other voices. So there's going to be like more than one going on in there. It's going to be like, let's say, it's going to look different for everyone, but let's say it's like, oh, you could have done that differently. Yeah, I know. It reminds me of that time when I did that other thing. Oh, that was also a disaster. Oh, what about that other time when that thing happened? Oh, I've done it again. And it kind of spirals and it kind of like snowballs and it becomes this thing, and then we're in a bad mood, and then it's like this negative vibe. And then, our fuse is short because we're not really connected to feeling good and feeling love. So then we snap at our kid, and it seriously just snowballs and escalates. And then once we've snapped at our kid, we feel worse. So then the guilt accumulates and just boof, 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 it rolls down the mountain, getting bigger and bigger. So we want to stop it in its tracks. So step one is we want to stop that voice. When we hear it, we need to stop it immediately. So if it's just saying something like stop, or slapping yourself on the thigh, or just something, some sort of sound, and ideally a physical movement that goes with it. Practice this at home. You don't have to be doing this out in public with people staring at you. Right now is the perfect time to be practicing things at home. So when you get that negative voice telling you that was a crappy thing for you to say as a mom, what kind of mom are you anyway? Just be like, stop. And just be like, I'm not listening to you. And almost imagine turning the volume button down on that voice. Like, sit and visualize. So that is step one. Step two, also visualizing, is what we want to do is we want to not just silence the bad. We don't want to just be taking out the negative. We want to be injecting the positive. We want to be increasing the positive. So the other thing we're going to be doing is, we all know that at times we're good parents and at times we're not the parents we want to be, and we want to be striving to be better. But we have memories of times where we've been a good parent and we've been connecting with love with our child. When we've done something, everybody has at least one memory, if not several, but it's just about tapping into them, about when have we felt like we were a strong parent, a good parent? When did we feel like we're showing our child unconditional love? When did we feel loved unconditionally back? So I want you to close your eyes if it feels safe to do so. It works better if you close them. Close your eyes, take a deep breath into the nose and out through the mouth. And then tap into a memory. Think about a time you felt like a good parent, not just a good parent, but a great parent, a fantastic parent. When are you, really proud of? What moment are you proud of? Visualize yourself there now, as if it's happening now. You're in your body, you're looking out of your eyes, you're seeing what it is. What do you remember from that moment? Can you remember what you were wearing? Can you remember the smells? Can you remember the sounds? Was there some music playing? What was your child doing? How did their face light up? How did you feel inside? Did you get goosebumps? How were you feeling? Visualize that as though it's happening right now, and then dwell in that moment. Dwell in it at least for 20 seconds. Longer if you have longer. So that is a simple, easy technique that you can do. So you stop one voice in its tracks and then you inject the other one. And the more you practice this, the stronger that muscle will be, and the faster you'll be able to tap into that good feeling place. And in the end, you won't even have to sit there and really tap in. You'll just be able to close your eyes for a split second and be straight there, and then be like, right, okay, I've replaced that. I know who I am. I know I'm a good parent sometimes too. I'm not going to just focus on that negative voice. In fact, I'm an awesome parent. Maybe have something you say to yourself, like a little phrase or something that will help you just to feel better in that moment. But it's all about silencing one voice, increasing the other voice, the one we want to be focusing on. Anyway, that is all I've got for you today, but please remember to like and subscribe so that you can get more videos with tips for how to live an awesome life and be an empowered parent, and tools that you can use in your everyday life with your children. And like I said before, I'm running a course. I'm developing a program that there's information downstairs. There's information downstairs. There's information below about all the details, so you can have a look, see if it's for you. And please feel free, get in touch, leave me a comment, let me know how this works for you. Okay, bye.